but I have a good
Welcome to
reason.
the Crowned Medium, where Her Highness Lorenda Carr delivers intuitive clarity, messages from spirit, and tools to elevate your spiritual journey.
Good morning, everybody. Oh man, you guys, I've had a crazy cool morning. Crazy cool morning. I know I'm late. However, I had good reason. All right. Let's see if it actually shows that I'm live anywhere. You know what's crazy is I'm on my own account. It's not even showing that I'm live. That's what's wild. That's what I don't understand. Why is that? Now I'm live. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. So I'll tell you guys here in a minute what's up. Let me get my ticker going here. Thanks for the thing there. All right, let's get this going. Whew. All right, friends, tap, 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 share, all the things. So you know how have I been talking about at all my dance studio situation? Oh, good morning, Lucas. My dance studio situation, like rent is out of control here in Westfield. And so we went and looked at a new place today. We're just looking, of course. But, and nothing is definite. However, I think it's looking really, really good. So this makes me happy. Hi, Paula. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, our rent, it's very promising, very, very promising. And it makes me very happy. Because I was like literally rethinking my entire life. Like, are we just going to close down? Like, because the rent was going so astronomically high and zero parking. Zero parking. Lucas, I can't say where it is yet. I can't say because I don't want to jinx it. It's in Westfield though. It totally manifested this place too. My partner Liz and I just totally manifested this place. Nuts. Like we could easily be in it with it. We could do a pretty quick turnaround, a really quick build out, probably depending on our flooring situation. We may be able to be in it as quick as a month. Like it is. Yeah. And we need the change. It'll still be exactly like in the exact area we want to be. Old part of Westfield, we're with all the other local businesses and there's food really close by. So our families, and guess what? There's parking. Because right now we have zero parking. Zero parking, which is, super safe for little kids, right? So good morning, Roxanne. Hello. And also good morning, Brian. I see you over there on the YouTube. So anyway, sorry I'm late. I was out doing the studio owner thing. Oh, thank you, Velocity. Appreciate that. So anyway, for those of you who are new, give me a wave. Make sure you're sharing things out. Good morning, Destiny. Good morning, Yessie. Good morning, Heather. Hey, sis. Oh, girl, I got to tell you, I have some things to share with you. But yeah, if you guys could please share, do the things. Good morning, Amy. You know what? It's okay. So you relate to your work meeting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just now coming on. I have things to tell you, girl. And hello, all you new people. Nice to see you. Hello. Give me a wave. Give me a follow. My name is Lorenda Carr. I'm known as the Crowned Medium because I'm a big Leo energy. And thank you, Velocity. Because I'm a big Leo energy and I have lots of crowns and I love my crowns. But today I've got my Scotland shirt on, so I'm wearing my Scottish Outlander inspired. That was my ASMR thing. Look at So if you guys could please share the live out, I feel like all these people that do exactly what I do have 3, 4, and 500 people in their room at a time. And I don't understand because I'm pretty good and they're all my friends. That's what's nuts. So if you could share, get all the things going, make sure you go watch my videos, engage in my videos. I know some of you, especially Roxanne, girl, you're like a rock star. Get it? Rock star. Paul is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So I had book club last night and I meant to actually talk about this book with you all. It's called, have you ever heard of the book Wayward by Emilia Heart? You guys ever heard of this book? Hi, Shelley. Good to see you too. I thought we'd talk a little bit about this book. And what was interesting is if you go look on my story, there's a post that I reposted from last year talking about this, how wild it is that when you read a new book, how all of a sudden there's a lot of things that align in your world, especially as a medium, like certain references from whatever book I'm reading will start coming into readings, and it's pretty wild. And this was a really good example because I was listening to this on the way to my trance workshop weekend a few weeks ago, and when I got to the retreat, the house where we did the retreat, oh, it does, doesn't it? Whoa, I'm a whole vibe today, you guys. It does match my crown. I get to the retreat and there is literally, it's in nature, which was amazing, in a state park. And I walk in and like, there's on the calendar, there's a calendar hanging up, sitting next to a bowl of oranges and lemons with a crow on it. And I'm like, okay, Spirit, I see what you did. I see what you did there. I see what you did. But this was such a good book, but I am all about, I went to the book discussion last night and the gal who was in charge of the questions just went in the back of the book because didn't know this even existed, by the way. The questions for like, if you do a book club, or like some sort of reading group, there's questions in the back. What the heck? Did you all know that? I didn't know that. And I read a lot of books. I just have never gone that far, I guess. Anyway, she was, going through each of these questions for the discussion. But what I found was like, none of them really touched on it. This is, by the way, the premise of this is it's about 3 generations of women that are witchy woo. Yeah. But they're very connected to the earth. And it started in the 1600s during the Salem witch trial, or not the Salem, but the witch trials. And how this young lady, oh, thank you, Pam. Hi. Make sure you guys follow Psychic Medium Pam Lamb. I love watching her. She's from Ireland. She's in Ireland. And I love to watch. I love to watch her lives. Anyway, so this story of 3 generations of women in the same family and how they're seen as witchy. Okay, I guess they kind of are, but they were healers. Ultimately, they were healed. They were very connected to the earth. They were healers. They were, they helped people. Like they were the midwives. They're the ones that people called when their kid was sick or when they needed to give birth or when, and it was amazing how I look at that and I jump into, shut the fuck up. All right. Is somebody going to get rid of them? Somebody get rid of them. I like how they're like, cash up me. Dork. And also, hi, Ladora. Okay, then this my mods are like, yep, gone. But anyway, this was such a good book because it was showing like the trials and tribulations of 3 generations of women in the same family, which really, when I see that, when I was reading it at the end, I'm like, everybody made it about like the discussion never got into why were women demonized? Why were the healers demonized? Why? Nobody got around. They skirted around all the external issues. You know what I mean? So, well, they had to take their power back. Power over there, the magic, and somebody referred to it as a fantasy book. I'm like, no, it isn't. This is like as real as it gets. People were really, you need to read this, Meg. You would really like this. I actually listened to it first, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I have the actual physical copy because I want to go back and like actually take notes. But it was such a good book about not just women being like they're victims, but of not just of a couple of bad men, but completely patriarchy. Like just how entitled men and patriarchy and all the things. Nobody talked about that in the book club. And of course I did. And they moved very quickly on to the next question. And I see Amanda's in the house. So it is a really good book, Wayward by Emilia Heart. I want to see if she has, I'm sure she has other books. But I really liked her writing. I really liked her writing stories, writing style. The characters were relatable. They were very in line with how we are evolving now, how women are reclaiming their crowns, right? Their magic. Women are reclaiming their magic. They're stepping into their true authentic self. Hi, Mom. I see my mom's over on Instagram. Girl, I got things to tell you. I'm late this morning because we were looking at a place. So I don't know, everybody talks about like the Age of Aquarius, and I guess I want to know, like, what do you all think of the Age of Aquarius? Oh, thank you, Tammy. Hi, good morning, friend. Oh, Heather says hi. She's over in the TikToks. I look at the Age of Aquarius as not just more woo, more magic coming back into our awareness, but I see it as, and it's not just women coming forward. It's literally, and I feel like it's going to take decades, not just, there's a reason that the Piscean age was 2000 years. It took a long time to develop and get to where it was. And now it's going to take us probably many decades to unravel what was done, and stepping into our power with feminine rule and feminine law and feminine just power, right? But not just, feminine, divine feminine. I don't know. What does that all mean to you all? What do you think? I want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's going to take a long time for us to merge into the Age of Aquarius? Or do you think it's going to happen like real quick overnight? What do you think? Well, I don't know what that means, Mr. Fear. Oh, I see. It will take time. No shift comes without cost. I know. And what does that look like? What is that? How long does that? What does that look like here? Do old witchcraft rituals still exist? Yeah, of course they do. But depends on what. So here's the thing though. Just like in this book, it wasn't about witchcraft. It was how are you, like, growing a garden, growing herbs that would help heal, that would help to make people healthier, keep people safe. Don't be annoying, Mr. Fear. Don't be annoying. Like, of course they exist. However, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily witchcraft. You're fucking annoying. Like, quit being annoying. Okay. And where are my mods anyway? Why is that not going away? And block. Okay, cool. Done. I know. People like that just wear me out. Yes or no? Yes or no? Don't be a dick. Oh, you had your friend. That's our listen. Was that witchcraft? Yes or no, Paula? Making bread, is that witchcraft? How does one become a psychic? You're born that way. We all are. All of us can be. I could connect your mom if that's what I was doing. It is magical, right? So oh, I love you, Heather. Oh, I got Brian over here. It depends on the choices that humanity makes collectively, collective free will. I agree, Brian. Yep. So with all your herbs, but I mean, think about what witchcraft, why it was deemed witchcraft to begin with, because women were healing. They were, which was what we were supposed to be doing. Like, we were the moms, like, right? The women were the moms. We were taking care of everybody when that's just what we were doing. But then somebody came along and said, but I really need to sell this cough syrup. In life with major change, major shifts where someone has to become the bad guy, all you have to do is follow the money and the power, right? Those in power can't control. They use fear to force the control. Exactly. I'm sorry to hear that, Sandy, but we're kind of read the room because we're talking about witchcraft. Actually, I'm not doing any readings right now. And also we're going to mute that comment just to take it off the screen, because just so you know, I'm not reaching out to you in 5 minutes to offer you a free reading. My scammers will, though. They'll steal my page stuff and they go in and pretend to be me. So we ask that you don't put personal information in the chat, especially, and also just kind of read the room. Like, we're talking about witchcraft and you're asking and you're putting all that information out there. So be smart. And also, what if I was a scammer? What if I'm fake? What if I'm not even a real medium? What do y'all think? Do you think I'm a real medium? Hi, Ginger. Thank you. So I feel that women had to become, thank you, Meg, had to become demonized because there was somebody that needed to make money on something. And the women were like, no, you don't need alcohol to cure your cough. What are you talking about? Right. And so then men who needed to make the money all of a sudden had to make the women bad. Right. So I think the Age of Aquarius is about women reclaiming their power. And I really loved this book. It was interesting to hear other women, and you could tell by their in the discussion, their takeaway. What their belief system is, if that makes sense. And the fact that some people thought it was just fantasy, I'm like, girl, no, this stuff happens. This stuff happens. It was not fantasy at all. It wasn't a fantasy that the witches, the women. You know what? You're right, Roxanne. The women probably did make the cough syrup. But I'm very honored that I'm actually able to be in this time and see this big time evolution from the 1970s when I was born. And yes, exactly, Christina. And it was a really good conversation. It was a good conversation around that book. But it was interesting the takeaway that some people had, right? When I was all in this book because of the deep dive, but of the political structure, not political, it wasn't even politics. It's just the power, the power between men and women and how it was wielded, how it has been wielded over the centuries. And how, as it made me very mindful that I'm so thankful that I live in this time when I can be on an app like this or on my computer talking about these things, and no one's going to come break down my door and burn me at the stake. TikTok might suppress me, but whatever. Never thought that, never looked at it like that. Why that is my favorite crown. Thank you, Ginger. I love this crown as well. Yeah. So I love a good deep dive discussion. And especially when it comes to thoughts about magic, like belief systems, and just and looking at structures of society, and literally the takeaway, like listening to 3 other women talk about their perspective on why these women, like, oh, I don't understand, like why they had to be they were all victim-y. Why they have to be all victim-y? I'm like, they literally were victimized, like in horrible ways. They were actually victimized and then shamed and blamed, like it was their fault somehow. And I find that I'm happy to be in a time now where we're seeing that power shift. That when somebody says, no, something has happened to me, we all go, okay, let's talk about it. We're not all the way there yet. Good morning, Estrella. But we're in a much better place than we were. And even in the book, you could see the evolution of how things were handled over the 3 generations of women and time periods. Didn't also have to do with the religious persecution, because the men who were representing the church also didn't like how women were using other means and helping others. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's so much fear around in religion, especially back then. There was so much fear, but where does that fear come from? It's lack of power. When people don't feel in control, they become fearful. They go into survival mode. And that means and then there always has to be a bad guy. And it just happened to be women for the last 2,000 years, right? Women are being more heard, seen, and believed now more than before. Yep, absolutely. It's about time. It only took 2,000 years, maybe 10. But it's always been a power struggle. And women had the power to give life and bring in life and sustain life. And I would like to think that the Age of Aquarius is not just going to be women dominated, feminine dominated. I'd love to see just equality, mutual respect for each other's superpowers, right? Why are we putting down people that can't fly when their superpower is running? You know what I mean? Like, why are we putting down why are we putting down the runners? Because they can't fly, but they run fast. So why are we demonizing people for not having the same superpower as us, right? I like to think that, I guess it is. I wasn't even thinking about that. I don't like Mother's Day that much. But yes, that is a perfect segue into Mother's Day weekend. It is Mother's Day this weekend. I'll be judging a dance competition in Dayton, Ohio. I'll be giving my opinion into a microphone for about 8 hours. It's a short day. But yes, I look at, it'd be nice if men, women, just people in general, I don't care who you are, but recognizing each other's strengths instead of honing in and focusing on what we can't do, learning how to celebrate people's superpowers. So okay, let's talk about it. What are your superpowers? I want to hear your superpower. What is your magic? What do you bring to the world that is unique? It doesn't even have to be unique. What is it that you're good at? I gave birth to 3 children and they're still alive. And one is like reproducing. And then all 3 of them are productive members of society that as of last weekend, all 3 are college graduates. That's my superpower. I gave birth and they lived to tell the tale. I teach dance. I uplift children. And you know what? I don't just teach them steps. I don't just teach them steps. I teach those little kids how to be amazing humans. And so when they leave when they leave my studio, maybe they won't be professional dancers. Like 0.03 kids that dance become dancers. But you know what they will be? They're going to be patrons of the arts. They're going to be the future leaders because they have no fear about getting up and being in front of people. They are learning how to manage their own energy. One of the things that I do with the kids, we do vibe checks at our studio. All of us teachers like, okay, vibe check. I will ask little kids, what color are you feeling today? That's me checking in on their aura. That's me checking their energy. If they come in, they're like red, whoop, then I know they're feeling powerful. If they're like black, I'm like, well, what does the color black mean to you? They might be like power, but asking them, engaging, what color are you feeling today? What color is your energy today? All right, well, let's pretend that your energy is all the way out here. Because you think about your aura all the way out here, right? All the way out. How far out does your energy go? Let's hold it. Let's hold it in a ball right here. Let's put all your energy right here. Then I've got dancers who have strong arms, right? Dance class. And then we're going to push all that energy into the ground. So I'm not teaching just steps. That's my superpower. I'm teaching kids how to be in control of their energy, how to funnel their energy through something they love. Good morning, Miss Ruthie. Make sure you guys are following Ruthie. She's awesome. Thank you, my friend. So what is your superpower? I want to hear your superpower. We should be celebrating each other. We should be celebrating each other's superpowers. Good morning, Tanya. Hello. Brag about yourself. It's not even a brag. It's not even a flex in a negative way. It's like, what do you do well? What are you bringing to this world? I want to hear it. Tell me, talk to me. What is your superpower? What do you bring to this world that should be celebrated? Hey, Yessie, can you ask that question? What is your superpower? And post it. I want to hear. What is your power? Don't everybody talk at once. Ooh, hey, I got it right. Look at that. Good morning, Sarah. Let's see what went up. Good morning. I've been told I'm a ray of sunshine. I bring a bright light to everyone around me. Yes. Yes, Sarah, embrace that. Ruthie says, my superpower is my ability to forgive and give grace. That is a big superpower. That is something that takes work. Good for you. I'm good at interpreting for people, explaining it to non-it people. I get it. That's amazing. That is a superpower, being able to communicate and help people see from a different perspective. IT, got it. Mine is to be a listener. Yes. These are all amazing things. So what if you're a good listener? That's actually a really good example. What if, people are putting you down because you're not a person who's going to get up in front of people and like teach or be in front of people and share your thoughts? But what if your superpower is listening, right? Being able to understand things and explain it to others that make sense to them. Yes, Carrie. That is a superpower. That is a superpower, being able to listen, being able to hold space for people and not just, yes, these superpowers blocking. My other superpower outside of dance is doing this work, engaging in discussions. On more than one occasion, I've understood languages I don't speak and knew that what they were saying, that is a cool superpower. Ladora, girl. My mods are all superheroes. They're like, blocked. These people don't get just blocked once. They're blocked like 500 times. My other one is feeding people. Yes, that is a superpower. And back then, that would be considered witchcraft. Right? How many nurses do we have in here? That's a superpower. Healthcare providers, superpowers. Those are superpowers. Your herbs, that's right. A witch. Other one is taking on others' emotions. I try not to, but damn, it's hard sometimes. Yes, that is a superpower. Tanya's great at baking. A witch. Amy says her superpower is being uniquely me, or her, not me, her. She's being uniquely her. Understanding we are all uniquely different in good ways. Yes, that is a superpower. Being able to embrace other people's uniqueness. Being able to embrace your own uniqueness. That is a superpower. I would love to be called a kitchen witch. Love that. Girl, do it. Actually, there is somebody else that I follow that's calls herself the kitchen witch. Right now, being a thorn. Ooh. I saw what you did there, Meg. We are the weirdos, mister. That's right. That's right. And I think it's so important to embrace each other's weirdness, embrace each other's uniqueness, making my penicillin soup. Heck yeah. How do we embrace each other? And just because someone can't tap dance doesn't mean I think there's something wrong with them. If someone doesn't have natural rhythm, what else are they good at? Who cares? Like every kid. Ooh, thank you, Mai. Also, make sure you guys are following Mai, another great medium and psychic. So it's just so important to embrace everybody. Right now, my superpower is simply existing in the world where my other half no longer resides. That, Yvonne, very well said. I'm so sorry for your loss. And that is a superpower. Getting up every day, showing up. Sometimes that in itself is a superpower. Being able to show up for yourself, being able to show up for anybody that needs it. My husband has no rhythm. He's tone deaf. Oh, same with mine. Like, no joke. He has because he has hearing issues, right? Girl, I'm trying to embrace some, what in the world? Hold on here. To each their own. That's right. To each their own. Embrace the uniqueness. Remember back in the 70s and 80s when we just wanted to fit in? I wanted to be one of the popular girls. I wanted to be just like everybody else. But at the same time, I didn't want to be like anybody else. I was that person who was like, but if I am like everybody else, then I can't be a star. but I still wanted to fit in. I still wanted to be like other people, but I wanted to be unique and different. Do you remember the old Coke commercial? Which one? I don't remember which one. I remember a lot of old Coke commercials. Superpower, helping others find direction. Yes. Yes, Tammy. Yes, yes, yes. Oh yeah, I'd like to buy the world a Coke. Essie, I'd like to buy a world of Coke. And keep it company yes, I'd like to buy the world of Coke and keep it company. That, yeah. Yes, I do remember that. Whoa, that was a throwback. Trying to remember the rest of the lyrics. Anyway, yes, I do remember that. Something perfect. Yes. And perfect harmony. Yes. And honeybees. Yes. I remember that. And peace and harmony. I'm way off key right now. Yes. And perfect harmony. I know it was a simple time, but also a little more dangerous, if I'm being honest. I'll take the safety of like the cars today, much safer now. We actually wear seatbelts now. It was simple, but also a little more dangerous. We were taking our lives in our hand every time we went outside. Hello, Chrissy. Also another great medium. Follow Divine Connections. Chrissy, you've been cranking out content like 8 times a day. Your stuff is showing up on my feed now. I love it. I don't think my stuff's not showing up anywhere. I can't get more than 200 views on anything. Let's see. That's right. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. That's right. Does your daughter do readings as well for energy? Nope. Could they? Yes. My kids could do readings. They're very much in tune. My daughter's superpower, she's a school teacher and she can read the room like nobody's business. No, man. It's wild. Yes, you have been very busy. That commercial about Coke came up on Monday where I was. Love these synchronicities. What? Did you hear that, Paula? So Amy over in YouTube said that Coke came up, or that commercial came up. I love me some synchronicities. I love synchronicities. Lucy, hello, how are you? Good to see you, friend. So what we're talking about is embracing your superpower, embracing what you bring to the world, because, many hands make light work, right? If we're all doing the exact same thing, then there's a bunch of things that aren't getting done. I always have the drink milk commercial. I love that. I'm good. Yeah, we're talking about, instead of dividing, instead of coming from a place of fear. And we were talking about this book called Wayward and how it represents three women in the same family line over several centuries. And it's just amazing to me how right now we're in a time where we are recognizing ancestral trauma. We are recognizing the mind, body, spirit connection to our family past. Looking at what is passed down as tribal belief, what is passed down in vibration, what is passed down, and how women now are going, I'm not vibing with that. I'm not doing that anymore. And no, I'm going to grow my herbs and I'm going to make things. And you can call me witchy if you want. You can call me whatever you want. But you know what? That's a superpower. I can grow things. I can grow plants. I can heal people. I can do things. I can utilize the energy from the earth. I can talk to trees and they're going to grow taller. I can give birth. I can bring life. I can raise life. I mean, even if I can't give birth, I can raise children, right? And yes, meant to break the curse, standing in your power, but also not just that. To me, divine feminine power is not just that. It is raising other people up and celebrating their power too, embracing and celebrating people's differences. That to me is what a good mama does. Even if you're not a mom, that's what good mamas do, right? Something as simple as flour and water to heal someone. Absolutely. Because you're curing someone's hunger, right? Everything's trying to stop you, but that doesn't mean you can be stopped, you know? If we're looking at what what we were talking about at the beginning of the show, like Wayward and this about the witches, they were giving life. They were the midwives. They were the ones bringing life into the world. But then they were, if someone died because of it, then it was somehow the person bringing the life into the world. It was their fault that and then they were witches. My superpower is I'm breaking the cycle of being passive. Yes, girl. And and you even have a great name to do that with. Doing it all and behind the scenes and accepting that it's expected. Have it acknowledged and loved, appreciated. Yes. I think this is especially coming into Mother's Day weekend. Hi, Astro Queen. Good to see you. We're talking about superpowers, and Mother's Day is coming up, but how we're here in the Age of Aquarius, and how it'd be nice if even just something as simple as men and women celebrated each other's superpowers, right? Or even women celebrating other women's superpowers. Men celebrating each other's superpowers, like acknowledging that our differences is what makes us a superpower. What we do well. What is it that we bring? What do you bring? What do you do well? What are you bringing to the table? Hello, spicy Pisces. Good to see you. What superpower do you have? I want to hear. What is it? Celebrating each other. We need more of that. Absolutely. So I want to hear, what are you all doing? What do you do? If you can't fly, who cares? Because you run fast. I am not the one to be growing plants. That is planticide inevitable. I cannot keep a plant alive to save my life. But by God, I raised 3 kids. They live to tell it, right? I have the superpower of explaining the stars crazy well. See, that's a big deal, isn't it? And by doing that, what are you doing? In turn, you are helping people, giving guidance. Spicy Pisces has a green thumb. Yeah, by heart, of course. Yes. And what are we? I don't. Mine is not green. Mine is bent. And yes, Paul is a caregiver. Yes, you'd love to watch me do a reading. I don't know if I'm going to be doing readings today. I might. I don't know. Giving others good advice and direction. Yes. And you love to cook. Again, those are superpowers. To me, cooking, by the way, cooking is not just survival. It is a superpower to be able to take 2 things, put them together and create food. Growing food. That is a superpower because you are helping people. You are nourishing people, mind, body, and spirit. To me, also chefs are like artists to me. They are artists, plain and simple. They're taking raw things and putting it in and creating something new. And creation is a superpower. Cooking with intention, helping others with divine guidance, watching my children use that. Yes. Yes, Lisa, it is Thursday again. I show love with my food. Absolutely. I miss some things. Magic. Yes, it is magic. Superpowers, remembering a convo from 20 years ago, but not remembering what I did yesterday. Girl, I feel that. Oh, you haven't seen one, Christina? Okay. Well, hang out. I might end up doing one. I still have 25 minutes. My superpower is, let's see, what other superpowers do I have? I am actually really good at cooking. Oh, well, welcome, Christina. Make sure you're following me. And if I don't end up doing a reading, I do have readings on my website that I've done before that are like a whole entire video. You didn't remember how old you were the other day. I am good at a lot of things, but that, I have a thing that's like in the way. Hold on. I need to open this up a little bit better. Nope, that's not doing it. That something can be strong. I have to remember how old my sister is and subtract 3 days. That is hysterical. Oh, smart, Lucy. I'm trying to go back and forth. Thank you for saying that, Yessie. Thank you. I do kind of cool things with the whole healing modalities. By the way, you may or may not be the reason I popping up there. Started watching Outlander and it turned into binge watching. You're welcome. I got my Outlander crown on. Yes, you belong here. Right now I have to use my superpower and make my puppy smell good. That is a superpower. It is. I'm telling you, Outlander is life-changing. You know why? Okay. Do you know why I think that women are obsessed with Outlander? I can tell you why. Besides the time travel and all the good spicy stuff in there, you know what it is? We learned that it's okay to love someone, mind, body, spirit, soul level. That show gave so many of us permission to love fully and to raise the bar on what you expect from someone else. That is what I couldn't figure out why I was so obsessed with it for so long. And finally I got this download and typed out this big long montage about how I felt that Outlander it wasn't just about a love story. And I mean, and Jamie's really nice to look at. And who doesn't love a Scottish accent? Right? Who doesn't love a Scottish accent? And the kilts, oh my God, just all the things, right? But in the end, we got to see that love can be wholly and unconditional. Learning I'm different and to quit expecting myself from others. Yes. Everyone wants someone to pick them and love them completely. Yep. And you know what? It's okay to hold out. It's okay to have to travel back in time 250 years to do it. Sometimes that's what it takes. Hold out, have the bar, set the bar up here, expect more from people. Embrace your superpowers. Love yourself enough. Recognize what you bring to the table. And Amber says, definitely agree. Also, hello over there in the Instagram world. So I want you to think about it. I want you to know what, this is your challenge. This is your homework. I want you to celebrate 10 people that you know. Doesn't even have to be men or women, either, don't care. 10 people. Find their superpower, celebrate their superpower, and thank them for it. Recognize them for it. Celebrate them. And celebrate yourself too. Celebrate your own superpowers. Yes, to be loved as much as we love others. Absolutely. I'm convinced that's what Outlander did for me. And I feel like it actually strengthened my marriage because it changed my perception of what I expect and what I learned how to ask for. That's the other thing. You can't just expect dudes to know what you want. You got to actually tell them and speak your mind and say what you're expecting. Thank you, SJ. You bring joy and light into your life, and it helps others to bring your vibration up and feel good, even if it's for a short time during the day or week. Thank you, Amy. That's very nice of you to say. Yes, exactly, Spicy. You're welcome. Right? What does Outlander bring to you? Oh my God. But also, I'm like really stressed out because it's almost over. No one is a mind reader. We have to ask for help in what we want. Absolutely. And I feel like in Outlander, Claire's strength was saying what she needed. There was no beating around the bush. She was like, no, this is what I need. This is what I want to do. This is where we're going. Da, 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 da. That's a superpower, right? Being able to speak your truth, speak what you want. You know what else is a superpower? You ready for this? Being authentic. Being authentic. Being who you were meant to be. Showing up as who you are with no shame. And being authentic enough to recognize your own evolution, that when you learn better, you do better. She had to learn that over time, but finally was able to ask for it and leave. Yes, right? So sometimes our superpower is just showing up and being authentically us and leading by example. To me, that's Queen of Wands energy. If you're into tarot, that is Queen of Wands energy. That is not from the front, like follow me, but you know what? I'm going to sit in my own energy. I'm going to vibe in myself, and I'm going to embrace all these things about myself, even embracing those things that you see as weakness. Being me isn't always a good thing but you can learn, and as long as you are learning and recognizing, oh, I'm being authentically myself, and that was actually hurtful to someone. Maybe I should rethink how I show up in that authenticity. I love the story of Outlander, but I'm in love with the scenery of Scotland. Girl, me too. Me too. Sometimes I'm too blunt for people. And you know what? I find that my superpower, another superpower of mine, is reading the room now. I used to just show up and be like, well, either you take me or leave me. I don't care. Big Leo energy. You get what you get. This is how I am. Too bad, so sad if you don't like it. Not my problem. How many of you show up like that a lot? And then you're like, why don't I have any friends? You know what? I can read the room. I can read people's energy. And I can be respectful of how they receive information. I don't have to change my opinions for them. I don't have to change who I am, but I can be respectful and recognize how people best receive information. That is a superpower. Being able to recognize that I can say and be exactly who I am, but still show up in a respectful way that creates a safe space for others. If you ask me for my opinion, I will give it. Me too. You just might not like it. I don't say it mean though. Exactly. There's a way to share your thoughts and opinions without being mean. And you know what? Listen, if I say to you, I believe we should all if I'm saying something to you about human rights, right? Like I feel like women's rights are human rights. And you don't like that because you're a man and you think that women are less than, I can still stand on that. And that's not my problem that you take offense to that. Exactly. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. I've been known to scare men. I know that shocks you. Yeah. I have a video on my TikTok. It's actually on all my platforms right now, except for YouTube. I haven't put it up there yet, but it's a meme of the guy. He goes, he's got a cup and he goes, and so I actually did that. I did that. And I was like, yeah, it's my face before I'm about to say something before I'm going to become the whole problem. That's what it is. My face before I'm about to become the whole problem. I showed that to my students, by the way, and they were like, yep, that's exactly the face you bring. It's also the face that I'm like, what verbiage am I going to use that will drive the point home and they'll have no choice but to land, right? That's reading the room. And it's so important to be able to read the room if you're going to communicate effectively. How will people receive information without you compromising who you are? That's a superpower. The superpower is being able to figure it out in real time without compromising who you are. It's not about the context of the opinion that you share. It's the delivery. And what is your goal? What is your goal? And sometimes if you know it's going to fall on deaf ears, then why are you even trying? Why are you expending your energy with people who absolutely have no interest in growth? Like none. Why waste your time with them? I might plant a seed, but I'm not going to waste my energy and my breath on it. I only get so many heartbeats. So I'm not going to waste them on certain people. So anyway, I had another thought, but now I can't remember it. So we were talking, spirit knows. Oh my goodness. Okay. So things you can't say to kids in dance class. I have a situation with a new space. Uh-oh. Girl, remember how I was like, I need to manifest a new space? We literally got a phone call yesterday and I went to look at it today. I want to hear about this, how your situation's going though, Kristen. Call me later. We'll chat. Hopefully it's up and running. Are you guys like, are you doing business in there yet? You have the keys? It's all ready to go. Yay. Wait, what was I just talking about? That totally derailed just then. Oh, what I was going to say to my students. Good for you, Kristen. I am so proud of you, girl. So proud of you. Things I can't say to kids. At least it was an older, like a senior level hip hop class. I was getting the spirit nose thing going on, and they were all sitting down, or they were sitting and stretching. And I was like, dang it. Like, whose dead people are here trying to talk to me? And they were like, they all know what I do, but I think they forget what I do because they all stalk me on the socials. I don't follow any of them back because they're students and they're minors, so I don't do that. But they all know what I do. And I was like, whose dead people are here? And I was like, damn it, I can't say that. And I did look at it, I was like, oh, things you can't say to your students. I was like, no, it's just probably a ghost or something. Yeah. But whatever. They were fine. They were fine. And I was like, and I did explain to them, like, sometimes it's either allergies or like, it feels like a feather. It feels like a little feather tickling me right there. And I'm like, stop it. Quit it. And then they go away. Now, if it's like allergy itch is totally different. This literally feels like somebody's tickling my nose with a feather. And I need them to not do that all the time. Or Or they'll make my ears do this weird, they'll make my ears do this weird thing. And I'd even had them checked out because I was like, ooh, do I have tinnitus? Like, I need to get my ears checked just to make sure, ear health, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Nothing's wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with my ears, but I will get that weird high pitched sound, like a ringing sound, or they'll sound like a tunnel opened up and then they'll close back up again. I always say I can't, it's somewhere else. That's funny. But kids could say some of the craziest things and you wonder where that actually came from. That's true. Yeah. I'm a bad influence sometimes. I know that shocks all of you. I'm telling you, I teach these kids to have no fear. They're not going to fear ghosts. They're not going to fear dead people. They're not going to fear spirit. They're not going to fear their own energy. And they're going to walk into a room with confidence. And they're also going to learn how to read a room before they just say anything. So I'm not just teaching steps. I'm teaching children how to be good humans in society and how to not be fearful, but how to be empowered, how to thrive, not survive. Pretty sure my nephew was on the Titanic in his last life. He would tell us stories. He probably was. Well, if they're not okay with it, then they're in the wrong place. Like that's just how I am. Again, I have a neighbor who had her kid at my studio that found out that I was a medium, and they are super religious and they own like Chick-fil-A's. And she pulled her kids, but they also homeschool and all the things, and lovely people, like so nice. And their kids are so adorable. And they're like, hi, Mrs. Carr, every time they see me, or hi, Miss Lorenda. They're so nice, but I know that. And I get that. I am okay. And I am not for everybody. I will never be mean. I will never preach my belief system. It was just that one time. And luckily that group of kids, they all compete. They all know what I do and their parents know what I do. So stuff like that's not a big deal. Like, damn, whose dead people are in here bothering my nose? And that's okay. That is okay if people don't align with it. I don't typically sell those belief things. All I see is the Monty Python. She's a witch. Yes, a witch. Yeah. She turned me into a newt. A newt? I got better. I love that movie. Sometimes I will just, I got the puzzle piece here. Sometimes when my mom will just be, and I'm not dead yet. I can dance and I can sing. Have you guys seen Spam-A-Lot? They turned it into a movie or into a Broadway show. They turned the movie into a Broadway show. The devil, did you say? But you have to respond with the devil, Bobby Boucher. He's the devil, Bobby Boucher. So, hey, friends, and I see someone came in and dropped something and we were muted at Mingzi. Just so you know, you're not blocked or anything. We're just filtering because I have a lot of scammers who come in. And they'll pretend they're me later and be like, oh, I left when I saw, and they'll prey upon you. So we just mute those. That's all. So please don't put your personal information in the chat. Just so you know, you're welcome to hang out though. Welcome to follow me. Welcome to do all the things, share the live. It'd be really cool if we could get to 100,000 likes in the next 7 minutes, but I don't think we're going to. No, you know what? We're going to. I've got my clicker going on over here. My wife hated the Monty Python movies. I think they're so funny. One of my favorite ones is when they come out of Camelot and they're like, let's not go back there. That was a funny place. Let's not go back there. Yes, I do. Yes, I thank you. Yes, I do private readings, you guys. You know, the link in the profile. Go away before I taunt you again. Don't you love that I know the accents too? I love that movie. Are you guys Monty Python and the Holy Grail fans? I love that movie. I grew up starting in 7th grade, I think, is when the first time I ever watched that movie. And like I want to have somebody follow me around with coconuts while I gallop. Priceless advice, exactly. Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious for Halloween. I'll just have my husband follow behind me with coconuts, and I'll be like, do, Sir Robin, Sir Robin, Sir Robin. That was so funny. I love that movie. What's another good one? I fart in your general direction. Well, the problem is I always give away the candy at, like, I dress up, my house is completely decked out. I love answering the door in full costume. My favorite costume so far has been Winifred from Hocus Pocus, because I even have the teeth, and I answer the door with a crazy look on my face and like, what do you want? And kids love it. He can be behind you when you answer the door. That's true. So funny. What's another line from there? I love the running scene where it looks like they're running. They're like, and they look so far away, and all of a sudden they're like right there. It's just a bunny rabbit. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love that movie. Yeah, but it has really big teeth. 'Tis but a scratch. It's a flesh wound. I cut your arm off. No, you didn't. You have no arms. It's a flesh wound. Yes. Right. Anyway, I know, right? What? Just put a scratch. Thank you, Mystic. Hi, Mystic. Good to see you. Your mother smells of elderberry. Oh, my mom's in the chat now. Yes. My mom and I love that movie. Who told me about that movie? It was, remember your friend Rudy? He's the one that got us started watching that. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Your mother smells like elderberry. Oh, wait. What? Oh, a coconut. It's, how to get here? That whole conversation about it. Well, if it's an African swallow, like that whole conversation about the birds carrying the coconut. Oh, it's an African swallow. It's so funny. So funny. Oh my goodness. Oh, knights who say, meh. I gotta watch this again. I'm gonna have to have this on in the background today. I have so much work to do, but and I need to go get my nail. I really need to get my nails done. They're like so out. They're so grown out right now. It's ridiculous. Good morning, Tammy. Nice to see you. But also need to get a pedicure. I got things I gotta do before the weekend, because I do have to judge this weekend. And these are just so long that I'm like, I can't type very well. It's a great color because you can't tell they're way overgrown. However, so what are you guys doing for Mother's Day? Anybody doing anything exciting or special? I'm judging in a dance competition. I'll be giving my opinion and getting paid for it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Digging it. Hi from the UK. Well, kind of read the room. I mean, welcome in, follow me. I mean, are you even following me? Like you're coming in, wanting a reading, follow me, maybe read the room, see what I'm doing. I'm going to my sister's, bringing my mother-in-law. Okay. Hosting my son's birthday, planting flowers. Oh, nice. Going to brunch with the family. Nice. I'm going to be gone literally all day. I'm going to drive to Dayton in the morning. Going to tea. Very nice. I do need to Mom, I got to figure something out for you. So we can hang out. I know, right, Lorenda? I just love that Lorenda's in Lorenda's chat. Yeah, I got to figure out something with my mom. Of course, I just saw my family this weekend. And do you think it occurred to me to give them the cards that I already had for them? No, it didn't. I already have your card, Mom, by the way. But my mom and I hang out, so I'll take her to lunch. We might do cake bake. Working on the deck if it doesn't rain. Well, getting my nails done. Yes, that'll be. And then just relaxing with good movies. Nice. That sounds nice, Ree. Yeah, I think I'm going to get mine done today. And I have to go get my makeup because I'm literally on the last. I just used the last of my foundation today. I'm an influencer on my foundation. ASMR. That's my next career, ASMR. So anyway, going to the Georgia Renaissance Festival. Ooh, that sounds fun. Saturday and Sunday going to White Park in Marietta, Georgia with husband and youngest son and good friends. Fun. What a great day. Watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Heck yeah. I need to go with my mom, my mother-in-law, and me having plans for a water fight with the boys. Yes. Mom, we could totally do that. We could have a water fight, but get the squirt guns out, but just squirt Mike. That would be fun. I think it's a great idea. So this Mother's Day is the 10-year anniversary of a really bad thing that happened in my family. And so I'm not a big celebrate Mother's Day person. I like to think that I celebrate my mom all year round. Got water guns, 1,000 water balloons, and a 30-foot water slide. Oh, girl. Well, listen, Mom, I have plans now. So Mystic Moon Gypsy says she has water guns, 1,000 water balloons, and 30-foot water slide. What could go wrong? I got a backyard. I'm just saying. That's amazing. Wow. All right. So I'm starving. It's noon. But anyway, Mom, I have things to catch you up on. And we have to figure out when I can hang out. Might be building out a studio in the next month. I'm just saying. Gonna be big kids. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay. I gotta go. I am starving. I need food. And sorry I didn't do any readings today, but I hope you all, those of you who are moms, who raise people even if you're not moms, who act like moms, who do all the mom things or take care of moms even, I hope you have an amazing weekend. Celebrate 10 people. Your homework is to celebrate 10 people's superpowers. Acknowledge their superpower. Tell them that you see them. Tell them that they are appreciated, whether they are moms or not. Have a wonderful day and great Mother's Day. Thank you. You too, Carrie. And you guys all have an amazing weekend. I hope you get nice weather for it. I'm going to be inside, but getting paid to give my opinion on a microphone. Nobody's mad about that, right? You're welcome, Brian. Thank you for showing up today. I appreciate you. And just so you guys all know, I appreciate every one of you that show up and share my content out and engage in my content and book private readings with me, have believed in me and supported me, that you have helped get me where I am. And I am so grateful. If I don't say it enough, I'm saying it now. I'm very, very grateful for all of you who show up and who actually message me and go, hey, aren't you going live today? When I was 40 minutes late. Thank you for checking on me to make sure I'm okay. And I appreciate all of you so much, so much. So thank you all for being part of my family, part of my village, part of my team, part of my life. So thank you all. You all get to hear my outro because I'm here for it. All right. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you next Thursday. I have a guest. I have an author coming on. So make sure you're following me. I've got an author coming on, and she worked in a cemetery, and her book is all about working in a cemetery. She said, what's it called? I had it down here. No, I don't. I took it upstairs to read it. My Life in the Cemetery. It's Not as Dead as You Think. She'll be on. Her name's Sandy. She'll be on next week. So you guys are going to have to tune in for that. So, all right. See you all soon.
Your time in the realm of the crowned medium is cherished. Her Highness Lorenda Carr encourages you to like, subscribe, comment, and follow on all channels to stay updated on new episodes and offerings.